So the Mark 5s have arrived. What I'm currently doing is fitting the destination plates because, slightly annoyingly, you'll see that they come with these, oh no, I've fitted them, they all come with these huge gaps in the side on, like, literally every single coach on both sides. They fit the small ones because they're just the coach numbers and symbols, letters and symbols, sorry, but they've left the destinations blank. I guess it's so you can choose your own. But it's kind of annoying because I'd rather they just choose one for us, but then make it changeable, or at least make it magnetic. So I've got the glue out, and yeah, just fitting all of those. So I've got 16 coaches to do, so that's 32 plates to fit. Might have to take this into a summer job. This is the replacement 92 we'll be testing. Annoying thing about this one is both of these are popped off, but I've glued them back on. No particularly noticeable glue marks, but I can just run it facing the other way and that's fine. And I've got the GBRF one running in upstairs. I'll just basically be running that for them both for 2 hours each to make sure we don't have the same issue that we had last time. But I've heard some reviews that people aren't finding the issue in all of the models. In fact, it's just a small proportion apparently. And if that's true, then we'll be absolutely fine. The only annoying thing I've noticed about these is that the pantographs aren't flush at all. They poke up. So what I might do is remove them and glue them down, the ones that I don't want to have up, because I'll only ever be extending one of them. But yeah, we'll get into hopefully have time for a running session with the coaches. But oh yeah, also the couplings of these fell out in transit, which is a really common issue. It's not a big issue, but I'm probably gonna have to glue them in. So I might not get time to do a running session with it, but we'll see. We'll see if it can pull these coaches without them pinging out. But yeah, time will tell. So hopefully I don't get a case of like commentator's curse, but this has been running for 2 hours. No problems at all. That one there has run for 2 hours. One slight stutter about an hour in, but I was running it on this track, which I think is dirty. That one does need a clean, and it's second radius, which I thought may not help it too much. Then I ran it for another hour on third radius and noticed no problems. So hopefully we have 2 class 92s that are working. And here, as you can see, we also have a rake of Mark 5, so we've got 8 on the layout. Got another 8 stored away in the attic, which will be put with this lot once we have a full layout in the coming years. Might be a few years off that yet, but one day. So hopefully now we can get some running shots. So we've got the Mark 5s up and running. We've fitted the sort of destination signs just with a bit of glue. I think apparently you need PVA, but it's Gorilla Glue, so they'll be proper stuck in there. Yeah, it's 92's running really well. One so far. A couple hours in, so I'm very happy with that. A lot of relief. One thing I would say about these Mark 5 coaches is, I mean, although they run really well, these magnetic couplers aren't the strongest. So they're pretty good, but every now and then, like if I accelerate a little bit too quickly, and not very quickly at all, mind, but if I don't take it really slowly, all we see is sometimes they decouple. As you see at the back there, we've got the rear lights, which is really nice. Another strange thing about them, it's not the end of the world, so you use this magic wand to turn them off. However, what I've found, maybe I've done something wrong, or maybe maybe it's not always the case, but what I found is whenever you put them on the coach, all of the lights turn on, which is fine for the interior lighting, but for the red lights it's annoying because you only want the rear ones on, right? So it'd be a bit better in the future if they had the default that all the red lights are off. Oh, there we go. See this one? I mean, I didn't even accelerate it then, but what's happened here is the coach is decoupled, and it's the same coach again, so maybe that coupler needs replacing, but yeah, it's left the coaches here. Not the end of the world because I can just keep an eye on it, but worth noting to Accurascale, I guess, maybe make those magnets a little bit stronger. I know you can get the sort of welded couplers, you know, where they're not magnetic, so you can have a permanent rake, and I will definitely get them when I have a layout in the future. But yeah, to be honest, these coaches are good. Like, I'm very happy with them. They're just the couplers are a bit weak, so it's one thing to work on for them. But other than that, I'm very happy with them. The 92 has been running really well. Again, I don't want to speak too soon because some people have been having issues, or someone had the same running issue I had, but after a much longer period of time. Unfortunately, I'm about to pack up to go to uni, so I won't get a full running session in, but I'll try and get some nice shots of the Mark 5s on the layout, and I'll get them running with the Caledonian 92 as well. So we've now got 92010 running. Need to put that pantograph up, but as you can see in the distance, the coach lights I think they look amazing. I really like the red lights on the back. Apart from, like I was saying earlier, you have to turn them all off apart from the one at the back. But it is what it is. It's not the end of the world. They run surprisingly well. I mean, I thought they just looked so delicate. I just assumed not assumed, but I was worried they'd derail and stuff. But I've had absolutely no derailment issues. Like, these coaches really are brilliant. And for what we paid, like £45 each for a coach with multiple lighting variations, I just think it's crazy value compared to the market nowadays, because what Bachmann charge 80 quid for that sort of thing. Yeah, I absolutely love these coaches and the engines. Literally my only issue is the magnetic couplings, but this one hasn't had that issue yet, and the other one seemed to calm down a bit. I'm worried the other one might have that running issue slightly, and the extra sort of, the speed jolts is what's causing it to decouple, but also because of the way the couplings work, the distance between the coach technically increases and decreases when you go on a sharper curve. So maybe when I move this to a proper layout in the future with much more mellow curves, we won't have this issue. But this has done several laps now without it happening, so can't complain about that. But thanks for watching this. I'm sorry it isn't the running session that I originally wanted it to be with the Mark 5s, and the Transpennine ones haven't arrived yet, so probably won't be able to run them until Easter, unfortunately. And I've had to pack most of my trains away because this is going under a dust cover under the bed while I'm away. So I just thought I'd run this one quickly before those coaches and the Draxwagens go back in the box. But thanks to everyone who's been supporting the channel, and hope to catch you in Easter unless I get anything at uni that's of interest, but at the moment I don't think there will be. But take care everyone. cheers for watching. Last thing I'd like to say is that how incredible Accurascale's support team were, because this is the replacement loco, by the way, I forgot to mention. And I think from me posting it to them, I had a new one within 3 days, maybe 2, which I think is crazy, because I basically, they give you like a next, it was, yeah, so I think it was 3 working days. So it's like the return postage I used was like the next day to get to them, and then the same day or the day after they had another one sent back out to me, and I just think that's really good service. So even though I wasn't very happy with the first loco, and I'm still yet to sort of make up my mind on these, because even though I think they're brilliantly detailed, the grills have fallen off them. I've had to glue them back on, which is just a pain. I had 3 grills pop off of this one, none on the other one. The GVRF one has actually been, touch wood, I guess, perfect. This one's been a bit questionable in terms of detail, but it runs slightly better, so I'm not sending it back, because it's absolutely, like, it's more than good enough for me. But in terms of its features, it is probably the best ready to run model of the year, but it's like they still need to work. I'd much rather have a train that doesn't fall apart or have running issues than have one with a little bit of extra detail. So if they can work on just making them, I mean, yeah, I guess I may have just been really unlucky with the motor issue, but a lot of people are having these detailing issues falling off, and I'd kind of rather not have to put it back together out of the box. I've had to glue the couplings in as well, because they slipped out too easily. Ooh. Some random power cut, and that'll probably make the wagons kind of, oh, okay, they stay together. I don't think that's the train, and someone's been playing up recently, because it hasn't just been I don't know what that is. Well, we'll see to that in a minute. But yeah, I was saying that these engines are really good. I'll probably need to clean the track, because my track cleaning wagon has actually broken, and I'm waiting on a repair replacement bogie, because the contacts all snapped off. But yeah, I'm happy with the service, and the replacements so far are doing well. I just hope I don't have to replace them when it comes to Easter and I run them a little bit more, but we'll see then. So yeah, just to confirm, this poor running was not the train's fault. It's just got filthy wheels, which I assume is from the track needing cleaning. This wasn't an issue on the one I sent back, because I checked those wheels and I cleaned that inner loop, but yeah, these could do with a good clean, and I will before I run it again. But yeah, rest assured, it doesn't seem to be the loco playing up this time, which is nice. And it's not, I think the main thing I've noticed is that it's not overheated, which is one of the key observations I made on the other train, was that, like, the one I sent back, was that when it was running around, it was getting very hot in the middle, whereas this, I ran for 2 hours straight today, and it was barely even warm to the touch. Same with the other one, so I think I've got a couple of good eggs. So just to show how good the capacitors are in these, the coach lighting is still on. It's been about a minute since I turned the controller off and then put these in the box, and I mean, they don't even look like they're fading yet, and it's kind of something to see coaches lit up in a box. But it does help with anti-flickering, I guess. I definitely can't complain about that.